Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given his broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. The broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation.
But that can't be.
Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth?
Because if the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed.
What do you mean?
I mean, the man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Oh. Oh. Well, the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here?
It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait, I remember now. I remember everything.
Witness?
Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? You show me your evidence list again, please?
His list? This one with that picture scribbled on the back? Very poorly, I might add.
I knew it. This picture, I'm the one who drew it. What?
You drew that?
That's right. Les wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget.
Me too.
I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Skye?
Yes, Your Honor.
First the knife mix-up and now the blue badger? This should be interesting. Oh, God.
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed toward both of them.
Oh, that's different.
I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He's the real killer.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the room. I'm sure I saw a shadow.
It wasn't actually the blue badger. It was the man who would go on to make the physical blue badger. It was Gumshoe. This is certainly most unusual.
Try impossible. The chief of detectives hasn't even designed him until this year.
That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense may now begin his cross-examination. Stop. Please, don't pursue this any further. Well, okay, now you're definitely hiding something. Lana? What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. You can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. I'm really, really bored. Why can't you just leave it at that?
Chief Prosecutor Skye. Why'd you throw your sister out of the podium?
You know, you can step aside. We don't need everyone to toss people around, you know?
We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back.
Silence. The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Okay, so Salamander used the knife, panicked, rushed toward, knocked away. Then another lightning blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. The blue badger didn't even exist 2 years ago. So what exactly did Emma see? Gathered all the evidence, all that's left now is to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Okay, so start pressing. So when you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark?
Yes, at least I think it was him.
You think?
All I could really see were the shadows. Power outage that immediately preceded the incident. It's also documented in the prosecutor's office reports.
So then you...
Alright, I need to step away because I need to wash my face. Like, my allergies again to me.
Okay, yeah, I'll continue for a little bit. Why would you do something so dangerous? What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall. She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. But as we've just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that Dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I've got to help that other person. The guy knocked the man away with a knife. What do you mean, you think? It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly, what I did. It's all kind of a blur. Miss Sky was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural. I saw the man about to stab the other person who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave, young girl. So then what happened next? Another flash of lightning. Saw the blue badger. Are you sure about this? Of course. See? I even drew a picture of him here. But it was the chief of detectives who thought up this hideous beast. That was just this year. The blue badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable. You know, it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him before somewhere. Now I finally remember. Oh, brother, just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing? Point to the picture of the room where you saw the dancing man. Oh, God. Was in the room to sure saw a shadow. His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all? That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. I may well be. What's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation. So, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was. What was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger, really? It's a good time to save. Well, I'm guessing I might have the answer. Blue badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright. In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us this mysterious blue badger look-alike. Okay. I don't think it's the pod, though. I can kind of see where the horns would come in.
I mean, I feel like that would just be 2 horns, though.
Yeah, for sure. It's the blue badger.
Yeah, I had by the way, I had the stream up on my
Okay,
phone,
cool.
so I didn't miss anything.
Cool.
It wouldn't be the picture again, so it wouldn't have been the trophy.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well,
the trophy.
That would be my.
No, because this trophy didn't exist.
Yeah, but like the first trophy was kind of like my first guess, but I don't feel like they would use this. Like plus
the knife had already been removed from the trophy.
Yeah, so my second guess is the vase because there's literally nothing else in your evidence.
Yeah, I just want to see if there's anything in here, right? Three creepy. Well, should I look at the picture again? I was thinking maybe she saw Gant, but no. We'll try it. Oh, maybe that was right. Okay, the mysterious blue badger was in fact this. Or that. But what exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar.
But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look like anything like the blue badger.
Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint? Our viewpoint? Gotta show them the correct angle to look at this from.
What, upside down?
Oh, I could change the... Yeah, right? Like that?
Well, maybe lower it?
It's gotta be something like this, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would think.
It's gotta be close enough. Is right, I've got it. Make it look more like the badger. Okay.
Allow me to remind the defense, in case hinges on the witness's drawing. If Mr. Wright can't match the shape the witness drew, we cannot accept his claim.
I'm gonna find just the right angle. Maybe I should rotate it vertically a bit more, or horizontally.
Come on, Mr. Wright, you can do it.
Please stop the music. I've got to show them the correct angle. Okay. I mean, I think I was on the right track with this, but...
Oh.
Unless it's...
Wait. No, actually, no.
Oh, I can do this. Unless it's like this or something. That doesn't look right. Huh? Like I feel like it's
gotta be something along those lines, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think. It's so weird because it's like there's no indication that it's gonna be right.
Yeah.
So I just have to like try shit. That's so weird. I mean, unless it is trying to be like something like that. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I wish I'm gonna come back to this, but
wait. Okay, what if you twist it horizontally?
What do you mean? Like
twist it to the right. Like
Like
No,
this?
no, not like along its, yeah, kind of like that to where that like the foot is pointing away from you. So like yeah, now tip it forward. Yeah, like that.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's... Yeah. Guess that makes more sense. Yeah.
Because I was thinking like
Yeah, I think it is. I think you're
like
right. I think it's something like this. It's kind of like the opposite of what I was doing.
yeah, because I feel like the curvature of the legs or handles, whatever, makes sense. No? What? I
Maybe it
thought that
just
was.
wasn't enough. Yeah, I think...
I feel like that just makes the most sense, like something like that. Maybe
Yeah.
tilt it up, like or yeah, like that a little bit more.
Yeah, because it is like a long, like, top thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless it's just... No, that's too much.
No, that's
They gave you too much freedom with this one.
yeah.
Although I don't think I take damage for this. No, there's no penalty for this. So,
So maybe you just gotta get like that right angle. I don't fucking know. Maybe tilt it. Yeah, try like closer to you and then further away from you. Like keep trying. I don't know.
I'm just
feel
gonna
like
try it like this.
Hmm.
Okay. But also, why would it be upside down in the first place? I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be like upside down on its side, which is weird.
Yeah, like how did she see it from that angle? But I guess it's her viewpoint, right? So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try shit at this point. That's so stupid. I feel like there's got to be this really should have like some indication for you because it's just like there's nothing. Unless it means that this is the third horn or something, but that doesn't make sense either. I I don't know.
I'm like half tempted to just look it up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would be okay with that at this point. It's kind of dumb, but I also don't know how exactly you would look this up. You just have to find an image of it. I'm gonna see if I can now. This is so dumb.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Did you find it?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can. Okay. I found one. I hate that.
I just missed it.
That's, babe.
That's
Okay.
why I found it.
But
Oh yeah, I was like
we
kind
not
of right.
we basically tried that. I'm pretty sure. We tried something very close to that.
That's stupid.
Oh,
Yeah, we basically did try.
we basically did exactly this, just maybe not this exact angle.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm gonna have to go through this, edit it at some point anyway, and I'll see. But that's so frustrating. Well, is this a miracle or what? I mean, it would have been one thing if we could have lined it up with the image, like on top of the image. Because I put the image on top, and let's rotate the thing, but it's like, if we could have lined it up right on top so we can perfectly line it up, that would have made sense. But, I don't know. No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the Blue Badger.
No, it can't be.
Order, order. The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious Blue Badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this.
Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. How the hell did she see at that angle?
Yeah.
What's your point?
What do you mean? Clearly this pot is the murderer.
So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything.
I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything.
Indeed? Very well then. Please tell us. What's the difference now that we know the witness saw this jar?
The location, the murder weapon, the murderer. No, I don't think it's the murder weapon. The location, maybe? Well, I'm going to take these in turn. The moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar.
At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright.
Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant.
But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself.
Yes, and it's these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office. They're the same office, by the way. This isn't that far of a stretch.
Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body?
Eh? Yeah?
From Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office?
It's like 5 feet. Yes.
Why would he do that? There's no reason.
Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright?
I don't know.
I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit? Oh, that's Emma.
Ah!
A suit of armor holding a very sharp and dangerous-looking sword. Oh my god, I was right. It was the sword. It was the armor. Yeah. Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy.
No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking.
Yes. There's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility. Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this.
So essentially, Emma killed him.
Oh my god, you're right, yeah. Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious.
Oh, that's an unfair turn for this case to take.
Mm-hmm. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Okay.
That was an interesting animation.
Yeah, they could have used a few more frames.
You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No!
That's fucked. Though I would not exactly say it was her fault. She didn't murder him per se, but kind of a weird thing to delineate.
Mm-hmm. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. What? What are you saying? I just killed my sister to get her off the bench, by the way. I'm sorry, Miss Skye, but given the circumstances... Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Now everything makes a lot more sense.
Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it?
I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence.
If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on the testimony.
I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. I mean, I think. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. I mean, maybe if Mia was here, or Maya were here, we actually maybe could. It's like kind of been a big thing in this game.
Touche, Miss Sky. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility.
You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one manner or another.
That's impossible. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? I've got to think back to the court record. Real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer?
Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There's only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. I actually already know what this is because I saw it in when I was looking up the other thing. It's on the jar. But it does make sense. Unless I'm wrong, which would be cool, I guess. This is the message left by the deceased. This is that blue badger from before, right? Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name?
That thing could, I'm sure it would.
Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here on the surface of this jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar.
Looks like someone wiped the blood away.
Yes, but notice. For some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yes, there's a line here, drawn in blood.
So what you're saying is these dots were once lines?
Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message.
One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions.
Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent. No. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. Gotta connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written, given the circumstances. His murderer's name. Well, he gave it right to us. Okay. Well, looks good to me. I don't know if this is quite an E. There's kind of there's still a spot missing in there. I think this is wrong. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. For all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma.
So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind.
Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. See, Worthy, can't say I didn't warn you.
Chief Gann.
Do you understand the implications of what you've done?
What? What are you talking about?
2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not?
Ugh.
Yes, were they? Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. I mean, we're pretty sure he killed a bunch of other people, but, like, I guess the whole point was we don't actually technically know. I guess it's, like, hard to say, because the whole point was until that last murder, we never had any evidence on any of the other murders, even though we were pretty sure he did them.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess they would still be looking for shit, but...
I'm gonna step away again. I just need to put eye drops into my eyes. Like there's,
Okay.
I can't even keep my eyes open anymore. I keep rubbing them because they're so.
Jeez,
freaking
okay. But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice? What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. Yeah, because you were part of all this, so... What's going on? Might have sentenced a man to his death. How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Except, in reality, I feel like people will be like, he did kill a lot of people, though, so I feel like maybe it's fine. The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. Okay, part 1.